Everybody's here. We have about 26 students and they start becoming a team today. And that's very important because we're gonna do this huge artwork. We need all of them, we need all the ideas.
So this summer we are choosing to tackle the history of Jersey City. It is the most diverse city in the United States at the moment. And it's where Ellis Island is and where so much of the amazing people of this country come through and begin here. So we are all gonna go on a journey of learning a lot about Jersey City, and I'm really looking forward to that.
One of the issues in a lot of cities that grow like we have, especially our waterfront, there's a lot of unease about pushing people out, gentrification, knocking down old houses. That didn't happen in downtown Jersey City because there weren't any people living on the waterfront. It was all factories and railroad tracks. I gave a long-winded discussion of development of the city going back in history, and we got off into issues of the art world in connection with the development of the city and the artists and buildings that are here and the Powerhouse Arts District. One of the ways to make the city more livable and look better to people coming in was a big mural project.
We're right here in a restaurant inside Ellis Island. This is an amazing historical place right between Jersey City and New York, and so many people came through here. Right behind us are the desks where they took the final test to say yes, you stay, or no, you gotta go. We have incredible 31 people here in this tour today. They're excited, they watch a movie, they saw the first exhibition. Now they walk around the entire facility to understand every station, how they process the immigrants.
Big research day, gathering as much information as we can so they can put together their first launch drawing, and then we're going to see everybody's drawing that's going to kind of launch off the final design. And then we'll start putting people into groups and themes and how will we tell this story visually. So today was diving into their topics of interest, and we got special access to a back room of the rare book section of the Jersey City Library, which is really cool.
I found it very refreshing to see young people engaged and interested in history. That's not always the case. I think this is absolutely fabulous.
This is our last day before we actually hit the wall. So it's one of the more challenging days of making sure all the group drawings flow together. We're really mapping it out to make sure we understand spacing, and then we have to get those drawings to connect to other group drawings and really see the flow of the entire mural. So it's a little chaotic and challenging at first just to make sure everybody has their place, but we're in the map out phase.
We're just doing like a blocked-in version of everything, trying to put everything together.
I'll put it all in one thing and just staple it together, paper clip it together. It's just that's going to be the downtown color key, and that's going to be the downtown color palette, and I'm going to bring it together. Put it down to as well, okay?
Redlining was a map that back in the day the government and a corporation called the Homeowners Loan Corporation used to segregate neighborhoods by color coding them. So green was the homogeneous areas, blue was the still desirable areas, yellow was definitely declining, and red was the hazardous areas. And the red and yellow happened to be areas where most minorities lived. So I thought it was pretty interesting, and I thought we should put it on the board to show, it's not happening anymore, but to show like how it still affects today.
For this, I'm doing a bodega. You know, a bodega is part of, I feel like it's a part of Jersey City culture, and basically something that doesn't get talked about as much since we're close to New York, and how that's like, the bodega is like really like a central point to like a lot of like neighborhoods in Brooklyn and Bronx and all those boroughs, but especially in Jersey City, it's a big cultural staple and icon. It represents like the Latino communities, it's like what people eat, it's where people hang out, and I think it's a bastion of like the more underrepresented communities in Jersey City.
Stuff from the past to stuff from the future, like railroads kind of morph into like the light rail, and there's like
you could just break the tracks from like one side of the mural and then to the other.
Continues on, or like
you
from,
did, but
like Native Americans would be like running next to the railroads, and they could like turn into more modern people as the thing continues to left or right.
like that's awesome. And then more
I love it.
And then
Another great idea.
What we're doing in our part of the mural is we have basically a representation of the change in people and the change in architecture in Jersey City. So we're starting with the Lenape Indians, their wigwams, and then as it goes further in time, you'll start to see people from the 1900s, the 1800s, going all the way to the 50s, and then leading up to present day times. And everybody is sort of moving towards the light rail and towards all of the other different parts of Jersey City.
We have the terminal, the old terminal by the end of the Liberty State Park. We have a really old train that used to run through there way back when, coming out of the terminal, down the tracks. And each time you get to a different section of the mural, the train changes based on the times. It only progresses. So you have a trolley here, and then you keep going. You've got the light rail, and you've got another one all the way over there.
So this is my first time working on a project this big, or working with spray paint or wall paint or like can paint. So I've never worked, it's really different and I've never did something like this, but it's really cool.
I'm working on the Lowe's Theater, and Judah wanted me to try a different type of technique with doing the lines instead of using the brush like everyone else. He wanted me to mask the entire building and then spray paint it with black spray paint to kind of get like a crisper line.
I'm putting the Statue of Liberty on the wall because a lot of people don't know this fact about it, and I didn't know it until recently either. But it's actually like addressed in Jersey City, New Jersey instead of New York. The address is actually from like one communipar.
A lot of the white space is going away. Everyone's starting to paint over it. It's coming together really well, so I'm excited.
I really connect with the mural because I went to school here, all my friends are here. And being from Jersey City, I saw all of these changes. And another beautiful part of it is that just walking around and meeting some of the kids that are working on the mural, I see that the diversity in the city is still very much alive. When I went to school, I would be on a table where we would speak 3 or 4 different languages, people from 3 or 4 different continents. And it's just lovely to see that the diversity is still alive and that we're celebrating in a mural like this today.
My favorite part of the mural was actually 2 parts. The first one was how everything originated from the tribes, which has a lot of rich and juicy history, how the Indians were there and how Communipal was named after a tribe. And there's actually a lot of beautiful information and history behind everything that's happening in Jersey City. And my second part was the redlining district because it shows you how everything became from somewhere else. If you go to downtown Jersey City now, it looks completely different of how it used to look like 20 years ago.
It's been a really fun journey. We have a lot of younger students this year, which is awesome. So it's really cool to see them get so excited. Because I'll never forget the first time I got to work on a wall. But we have tons of young students, so it kind of keeps us on our toes of like, you know, we're used to having returning students who know the process, but we have to kind of remember that there's new people and we're taking them from the very beginning, so it helps us keep our teaching fresh.
They really need to learn how to move from the individual planning and little drawings to like, boom, this is now as big as the size of my body, at least. And then I need to plan with other people. We gotta work fast and there's a lift moving. So that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And we have a lot of those kids this year, 13, 14, 15. Then if they stay with us, I mean, they have a lot of potential. And one of the things we love every year is the surprises. We're excited. We have 2 days to wrap this mural. We're almost there. And we leave with you our best dance now. You ready, Kat? Let's go. Look at that. No, we go there first. We're messing up now. We go there. Like 1, 2, 3.